Ballot Question 3. The proposed law is called the Humanitarian Medical Use of Marijuana, but don't let the title fool you. While it might seem that this is about medical marijuana for the chronically ill, there's a lot more to it than that. The 6-page bill is quite vague and full of loopholes. For example, who could get a card? The Other Conditions clause basically means that anyone can get a card. Headaches, anxiety, ADHD. In Colorado, 1 in 36 adults has a medical marijuana card. How would cardholders get their marijuana? Neighborhood pot shops, and lots of them. Should this law pass, it would start with 35 shops, but there is no limit. In Los Angeles, they started small, but now they have around 1,000. In Denver, Colorado, there are more pot shops than there are Starbucks and McDonald's combined. Los Angeles City Council recently voted to ban marijuana shops because of all the problems they've created. It was a 14-0 unanimous vote by the City Council. How much marijuana could a cardholder have? The proposed law says a, quote, 60-day supply. Again, a bit short on details. What does a 60-day supply mean? In Washington State, a 60-day supply was recently found to be 24 ounces. That's the equivalent of about 800 joints. But marijuana wouldn't be limited to joints. These shops could have lollipops, drinks, cookies. Where do foods like this usually go? Kids. Kids get more access. A youth can obtain a card without parental consent. And diversion is a big problem. In Denver, 74% of kids in treatment report getting their marijuana from a medical card holder a median of 50 times. And this pot is much more addictive than it used to be. In Massachusetts, more youth are in treatment for marijuana abuse than all other drugs combined. You might say, well, if it doesn't turn out well, we can just repeal the law, right? Not so fast. We could only repeal it sentence by sentence because of this severability clause. That means any changes to the law going forward would require lots of lawsuits, something that Los Angeles is currently quite familiar with. Another important piece is that these shops are technically nonprofit. This means that as citizens of the Commonwealth, we will get zero tax revenue from these medical marijuana shops. But don't for a moment think they aren't profitable. They're cash-only businesses that can bring in millions. Do we have compassion for the chronically ill? Sure. But there are better solutions. We urge you to vote no on question 3, and if you would like more information, visit mavotenoonquestion3.com to get more details. Thank you.